Hello and welcome to Hollywood Headlines. I'm your host, Sanaya Browning, and tonight we're going to be talking about the latest news in Hollywood, starting with the Oscars. Hollywood Headlines starts right now. Before we get into the show, I just want to take a moment to thank Owen Russell for being today's guest. The 95th Academy Awards, also known as the Oscars, was held on Sunday night with late-night talk show host Jimmy Kimmel returning to host for the third time. Many Hollywood A-listers were present representing themselves in a wide array of box office hits nominated for the coveted prize. The hit movie Everything Everywhere All at Once swept the awards show by earning 7 awards, which includes Best Director, Best Picture, Ke Huy Quan winning Best Supporting Actress, and Michelle Yeoh winning Best Actress. For the Best Song category, many of the artists nominated for the award gave stunning renditions of their nominated songs, including Rihanna with Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever and Hold My Hand by Lady Gaga from Top Gun Maverick. Owen, did you watch the Oscars?
I did watch the Oscars, and I am glad I did. I got my popcorn ready on Sunday night, and I just enjoyed it. I can't lie though, I didn't agree with some of the choices that were made, but overall I do agree with a lot of them. Best Actress, definitely think they got that right. Michelle Yeoh gave the performance of her life, I have to say. Best Supporting Actor, absolutely, Ke Huy Quan. I love that man. Ever since he was short round in Indiana Jones, I'm so happy for him. You have no idea. In terms of the ones I didn't like, Best Actress.
Yes, I can definitely agree with that. Best Supporting Actress should have went to Angela Bassett, and I will continue to fight that until the day I die. I love Jamie Lee Curtis, love her.
Absolutely.
But for that role, I don't think it should have went to her. It could have went to Stephanie, and I would have been okay with that. But honestly, it should have went to Angela Bassett because, I mean, we all know how amazing she was in Wakanda Forever, and I will not. You're not getting a role like that ever again.
No, not
So I'm just kind of upset that they decided to just give it to Jamie. I get the reason why, but for the category, I think it should have went to her.
I will say this, I love Jamie Lee Curtis. Halloween movies are amazing. In terms of this award, Angela Bassett, she delivered something to a Marvel movie that we really haven't seen that much before, and that's really an emotional center to the action.
Absolutely.
And if there was any time to give a Marvel movie that award,
it was that one.
That recognition, it was this. But I mean, I love Jamie Lee Curtis, like I said, but she didn't have that big of a role, I don't feel. Especially, she didn't even have the bigger role of the 2 supporting actresses nominated.
Yeah, I could agree with that, yeah. I just feel like if you're going to give it to Everything Everywhere All at Once, I think just give it to Stephanie if you're really going to do that. But I think it should have went to Angela.
But at the end of the day, yeah, what are you going to do about that?
Very true. This last weekend, Scream 6 hit theaters. A direct sequel to the 5th film, which was released last year, Scream 6 follows the survivors of the Woodsboro Massacre as they head to New York City, encountering the main villain, Ghostface. Many of the previous film's cast members return, including Jenna Ortega and Courtney Cox. Scream 6 slashed the box office, debuting in the top spot in theaters, and now stands as the highest-grossing film in the franchise. Combining standard slasher horror with intriguing mystery and dark comedy, Scream 6 is sure to keep you up after night, long after the credits roll. Owen, are you a fan of the Scream franchise?
Not really a big fan of the Scream franchise. It's not my favorite scary movie, I can't say. But I do like horror overall. In terms of this movie, Scream 6, I did hear about it. I didn't really want to see it too much, but Jenna Ortega. I do like Jenna Ortega. I heard she does deliver a very good performance in this one. So.
I can agree with that. I mean, I didn't get the chance to fully watch it yet. I know it'll definitely come out on streaming, so I will get the chance to probably watch it. But from what I've heard, it definitely seems to be a very interesting movie. And I think a lot of people are saying it is better than the last one. I don't think it's better than the original, but I do think that it's at least fairly good overall. And apparently this is the first Scream film to not feature 2 characters, Sydney and Dewey. So I do find it very interesting that they decided to take them out, and I'm not sure whether they should have returned or not.
Honestly, I do feel like if they've made it to 5 movies up till now, they should stay in.
I would think so.
That's obviously disappointing for fans of the franchise, I have to say.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
When we come back from the break, we'll be talking about the Drake and 21 Savage going on tour. Hollywood Headlines will be right back. Welcome back. Drake has been buzzing in the media due to his latest announcement of his tour entitled It's All a Blur, with 21 Savage joining him. The duo has already made headlines for their album Her Loss and dissing the hot girl coach Megan Thee Stallion. Tickets for the tour are nearly $1,000. Concerns are also arising as the tour may complicate Drake's run-in with the law, as he is still accused of being tied to rapper XXXTentacion's murder. Owen, how are you feeling about Drake going on tour?
It's definitely expected, I'll say that. I remember the night that their album dropped, their collab album. It was definitely year-changing for me. One of my favorite albums of the past few months. In terms of, I want to see these two in concert. Am I going to pay the $1,000 to go get a ticket? Absolutely not. That's not worth it. You saw the same thing happen with Taylor Swift and Ticketmaster, and I don't think it's the same circumstance, but it's just frustrating as a consumer.
Yeah. So would you consider yourself a fan of Drake? 21 Savage?
I would say so. More 21 Savage than Drake.
I can agree with that.
I do like 21 Savage.
Honestly, Drake has been kind of like on my no-go list ever since he talked about Megan Thee Stallion, so I kind of haven't I don't really listen to them very often due to that. But I will say 21 Savage is a decent artist. I would see him solo on tour. I wouldn't see him with Drake.
Absolutely.
But I'm also not going to pay that $1,000.
We all know that Drake's the one that's driving up the ticket prices. So.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
in terms of X and all that drama surrounding that, it's just I might stay away from that because of it. I'm just gonna still listen to him though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan revealed to the public that she is pregnant with her first child. This comes months after her and her husband, Badar Shamas, got married last July. Everyone in the public have been incredibly supportive of her in this next journey in her life. She said briefly on Instagram that her and her husband are, quote, blessed and excited. She did not yet confirm the gender of her child or when her child is due. Owen, are you a Lindsay Lohan fan?
To be honest with you, I'm not a Lindsay Lohan fan, but in terms of the announcement, congratulations to her and her husband. I'm sure that they're very happy with this.
Yeah, I can agree. I've always been I've been a fan of Lindsay Lohan since Mean Girls, so I love I do
Which
like
one
her.
was she in Mean Girls?
She was Caddy Heron.
Caddy Heron?
She was like the girl that the Mean Girls were trying to like get into their group.
Oh, okay. I've seen Mean Girls, but I just couldn't remember. Okay.
The shame. Anyway, like, how do you feel like this will impact your career?
I mean, considering that I really haven't heard much of Lindsay Lohan in the past 5 years now, I don't really think it's going to impact her career too much.
I can agree. I think this will help her out for the better, but I think this will be definitely interesting to see where it goes thus far.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
When we come back, we're going to be playing a game of Hollywood Hot Seat. Hollywood Headlines, we'll be right back. Welcome back. It's time for Hollywood Hot Seat. As the Academy Awards were this past Sunday, we're going to test your Oscars knowledge. Oh, and I will give you a prompt with multiple potential responses. One of those responses is the correct one. Your goal is to guess the correct response. Are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
Okay, here we go. Good luck. Here's the prompt. Which of the following won an Oscar for Best Actor in a Leading Role this year? Was it A, Austin Butler, B, Brendan Fraser, C, Colin Farrell, or D, Ke Huy Quan?
Well, I mean, I know the answer here. It was a pretty good movie, pretty good performance. The answer is B, Brendan Fraser, for The Whale.
Let's see if your answer is correct. Drum roll. And Brendan Fraser. So you are correct.
All right.
Congratulations, Owen. So when we come back, we'll be talking about Meryl Streep. Hollywood Headlines, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Hollywood Headlines. Hulu has recently released a teaser of the 3-time Academy Award-winning and Hollywood icon Meryl Streep in her newest role for the hit show Only Murders in the Building. The series stars Steve Martin, Selena Gomez, and Martin Short as the true crime-obsessed neighbors who find themselves at the center of multiple murders. The trio, who are all residents of the Upper West Side apartment building, the Arconia, search for the truths behind the mysterious deaths that involve the building and its residents. The three document their cases on the podcast of the same name. The comedy drama is filled with twists, turns, and familiar faces such as Paul Rudd, Tina Fey, and Cara Delevingne. The first 2 seasons are currently available for streaming on Hulu, with the third releasing later this year. We'll have to find out this upcoming season if Meryl Streep is the murderer. Owen, have you been keeping up with the series at all?
So I haven't personally, but I will say my mom does recommend this show to me all the time. She did say over spring break when I went home, oh, and you should definitely watch this show with Selena Gomez in it.
Side eye. Anyway,
I
I do agree. I have seen like bits and pieces. I did watch season 1. So I have been like watching it. It is a very good show. I mean, Selena Gomez, amazing. Steve Martin and Martin Short are great. I do like the fact that Meryl Streep is going to be in it because like we all know she's an amazing actress.
Meryl Streep
so
is queen. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think it'll definitely be a very interesting thing. Based on what we've heard, would you watch this upcoming season?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, on top of having Meryl Streep in it, it does sound like an interesting concept. I do like true crime. I do like kind of watching stuff like that. So hopefully I'll get into it. I do want to get into it. Yeah.
I definitely agree. I'll definitely have to try and check it out during the semester. Fingers crossed. This week and last week, Paramount and Nickelodeon released a teaser trailer for the TMNT animated movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. The movie stars Seth Rogen as the villain, Bebop, Ice Cube as Superfly, John Cena as Rocksteady, Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko, Rose Byrne as Leatherhead, Post Malone as Ray Fillet, Nicholas Cantu, Shamon Brown Jr., Micah Abbey, Brandon Wu as the main stars of Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael, Jackie Chan as Master Splitter, and Ayo Edebiri as April O'Neil. The trailer is about Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael, the TMNT, after being in the shadows for years. The brothers were accepted to go out into the real world in New York City and be accepted as normal turtle teenagers. The movie is set to be released in theaters on August 4th in the summer. What are your thoughts on the cast?
Oh my God, that is an absolute all-star cast right there. Like, I saw Seth Rogen, John Cena. Those are names that I automatically recognize.
Yeah, my thing was Ice Cube. Like, I'm very confused as to where Ice Cube comes into this.
The one that I was going with it up until I saw Post Malone, and I was like, what?
Like, we have 2 rappers in the cast. I'm actually kind of interested to see where that goes.
Yeah, I saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies from the past decade.
Yeah.
And those were all good. The 2 that they did. So hopefully this is also good.
Yeah, I have a quick question though. If you had to pick your favorite turtle, which one would it be?
Oh, Donatello. I love Donatello. I think he's definitely the one that ties the whole squad together.
True. I have to pick Raphael. He just seems like a firecracker, and I think he's really like the one who's like always there to fight. And I like characters that just like to fight.
But Donatello, I do like Donatello.
I can very much agree with that. Well, that's all the time that we have for tonight, but make sure to come back for the latest news in Hollywood. A big thank you to Owen Russell for coming to today's show. I'm Sinai Browning. Have a great week in Millersville.